And today is World Press Freedom Day, a day to celebrate the fundamental principles of press freedom, to evaluate press freedom around the world, to defend the media from attacks on their independence, and to pay tribute to journalists who have lost their lives. The theme for this year is Journalism Under Digital Siege, and that focuses on the multiple ways in which journalism is endangered by surveillance and digitally mediated attacks, and the consequences of all this on public trust in digital communications. It is a reminder to governments of the need to respect their commitment to press freedom, and a day of reflection among media professionals about issues of press freedom and professional ethics. And joining us now to speak about this is a journalist, Emeka Madunagu. He joins me in the studio. Good to have you join us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon.
So today is Press Freedom Day. Really, when you ask any journalist, we will center it around the fact that it is really about a day to reflect on the need to allow journalists to do their work without intimidation. And just as the day is being celebrated, the president has released a statement, and that's where I want to focus on. He said, I just want to quote him, said he warned the media against carrying sponsored political reports. And then he also talked about the need for the media to maintain professional standards ahead of the 2023 elections. And I just want to get your thoughts on that statement.
I think that's just begging the issue, because the government itself has not shown enough commitment to working as a partner with the media. Rather, the government has seen itself as a senior prefect to the media, dictating to the media, harassing the media, haranguing the media, and collaborating with the National Assembly to bring up obnoxious bills to stifle media freedom. And then I read the statement and I was just wondering, you could see that statement dodged the theme of this year's celebration. He didn't talk about the surveillance on media houses, the attacks on media houses. In fact, this morning, a journalist was complaining about how her website was brought down again. For the umpteenth time, was brought down again. Her website has been under constant attack. Who are those doing these things? These are people who don't want the media to bring out the truth about issues, about stories. They just want the stories to be skewed in a way that favors them. Even the judiciary has not helped matters. You find out that even journalists have been harassed, detained. Look at the case of Luka Biniat in Kaduna State. Look at the case of Agba Jalingo, Omoele Shore. Unnecessary harassment of journalists for doing their jobs. You see security agents on the street, even members of task forces that are really not legal entities as such. You see them beating up journalists. Even there was a case in Akwa Ibom State, was it last year? Detained the journalists covering one of their activities somewhere in Akwa Ibom State. And you've seen all of that everywhere. People just feel, if a story comes out, instead of saying, okay, you go and pursue a libel case, you turn it to defamation, and then get the police to file a case of criminal defamation, fighting your own battle yourself, instead of you to go to court. If you have a case, go to court. But no.
Instead of detaining journalists
arbitrarily
and without hope of bail. But the president did mention something about not publishing stories capable of inciting hatred and chaos in the country. And he was speaking ahead of the 2023 general elections. But most of these things are said during campaigns, and one would have thought that should be the call of the president to politicians. But let me ask you, because you mentioned something quite important, which is the fact that there is a gagging of the media.
Yes.
There is an expectation of publish this story because I said so, and, and the citizens also expect you to publish the story from their own point of view.
Yes.
And so do you think that the media were only as strong as our democracy, or there is more that we can do towards the development of our democracy?
Very good question. Section 22 of the Constitution imposes a duty on the media, on the mass media, to ensure, to publicize stories in the common, for the common good. But you see, the Constitution also tells government that government exists for the well-being and protection of the citizens. Now, the media has tried its best to do its job, to ensure that it engages in self-censorship to a reasonable extent. I'm not here trying to absolve the media of blame in certain areas and all of that. Yes, the media has done all that. But you see, in this age of social media and citizen journalists, there's so much that the media can do. So you have all kinds of people. Once people have a device, a phone, or any device, they can use it to push out stories. Even politicians have media teams that push out all kinds of stories, push out fake news, false stories about their opponent. And then they expect the media not to fact-check these things. When you fact-check these things, their supporters will come after you on social media, be threatening you, be insulting you and all of that. When you even make comments on social media, you see people threatening to kill you. I've received threats, insults, and I tell them that, listen, you see, as a journalist, my duty is to the society. My duty is to the truth. You can threaten me and all of that. You're just wasting time. Because we didn't fight for the end to military rule to come and now bear a civilian dictatorship. What we want is that everybody, government, the citizens, the media, the judiciary, the National Assembly, the state legislature, the governors, everybody must be partners in progress towards ensuring the freedom of the press. This is constitutionally guaranteed. And again, when there are reports of attacks on the media, these things must be investigated. The perpetrators must be exposed and prosecuted. But we cannot pretend, up to today, we don't know who killed Delegio up to today.
Basically, the rights of journalists and the platforms on which they work must also be a priority to government and the society. Thank you so much for talking to us. Journalist Emeka Madunako.
Thank you very much.